it's creating all this data and they have to find a way to secure that data, especially as like a healthcare company, right? Like that's a huge, huge thing. And I mean, we thought going into it, because I don't know that much Purview, someone else on my team does, going into it, I thought, okay, it's a Microsoft product. We'll enable this thing, we'll go through
Yeah.
it, it won't be terrible, right?
Anything but simple reality.
Yeah. And you go into it, you start looking at it as like, yeah, I'm just going to give this to the guy that does it all day long. Like, what am I doing? You know?
Well, what's made it really complex is everyone has stuff all over the place these days, right? You get on-prem, you get different clouds, you're in Microsoft, you're on the desktop. Right? Your data is not in one single spot. COVID really pushed that away. I think it puts it in an interesting spot when you have to try to secure all these different areas, and now you have different processes and different modules that need to be enabled and looked at. And Purview in itself goes well beyond just unstructured data, right? You get into the structured data. That's its
Oh,
own other beast on that side.
yeah. Yeah. It's a complete mess if you don't have like, 40 hours a week to dive into it and really learn it for the next 6 months. Give it to someone that actually does.
Yeah, certainly, and that's a valid point. I think where we are from just technology, right? We all need partners in the space, right? We can't all do it ourselves, right? We all have to have multiple levels of subject matter expertise within your org. And frankly, right, if you probably took a and said, hey, I need this sort of architect, right? You'd have 20 or 30 different architects, and most organizations can't afford that, right? Unless you're in a large enterprise space. So you got to find partners that can help bring that expertise and help you get you to your goals much quicker.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope companies start waking up to it. Like I was at a very large company, a global company. And, for our division, there was one architect. And I'm sitting here like, man, he wears like 15 hats. There should literally be like at least five more people, that are architects. But the organization just didn't believe it. They're like, oh, you're so small. You can handle it. It's like, okay, we're small in like head count size, but we're literally bringing you a very large percentage of your revenue. You need to understand that, we're doing a whole lot
Yeah,
more than just one thing.
and the technology, right? All these different tools are all over the place. All the different SaaS platforms, all the different clouds, right? Most mid-sized orgs have like 3 clouds at least that they're operating in, and but you're not gonna have probably someone who's great depth in every single one of those. Like that just doesn't make any sense. So, and that's kind of where AI is, right? It's evolving. You got to. We're all learning at the same time what's working and what's not.
Yeah. Before I let you go, how about you tell my audience where they can find you if they wanted to connect with you and where they can find your company if they wanted to learn more about it?
Sure. I'm doing a series of recaps right now on what I learned at Ignite and where we are kind of from an agentic perspective and maybe where some businesses can help push themselves. So you can find me on LinkedIn under Ben Wilcox. That's Ben, last name Wilcox. Company is ProArch, Proarch. So there's a silent H at the end there. But you can go to proarch.com. Got a very active blog there. I always love to connect, like to hear people's stories. When I go to these conferences, one of my missions is always to go talk to as many people as I can because you learn some really cool things out there from people. And in your field, actually, I talked to someone who's a in quantum. I had lunch with him, just sat down at a table, started chatting. But like, you can find out all sorts of cool things. He gave me the lowdown of where we are in that space.
That's really interesting. Well, awesome. Well, thanks everyone. I really hope that you enjoyed this episode of the podcast. Thanks.